a holiday week. It's Easter Holy Week, Passover week, and tax time, and in health insurance renewal time for some of us. So a lot going on. Hope you're doing well, and I hope we can share some positive inspiration together today. Mindful Messages and Happier Me are the card decks I use for these positive affirmation cards based on the law of attraction, spirituality, and mindfulness. And so this is, just briefly, I'm Lynn Girardi. I have a Catholic background and, my own faith, but also I'm very spiritual in general, believing positive mindset, and I'm a law of attraction life coach. So let's see. So usually we pick a number, numbers 1, 2, or 3 to see what people resonate with, and maybe if there's a positive, pleasant message for you from one of these affirmation cards. It's just for fun and positive focus because, as we all know, in life, in your own life, there are challenges, there are contrasts, as Abraham Hicks calls it, for us to learn and grow as souls and expand our consciousness, our spiritual progression in life, as we connect to our soul, which is part of God. And those are my beliefs. And I do believe that it's much easier to live life with its challenges in a more positive state, because then, as Abe Hicks says, you will have challenges in life because that's what we're here for, to learn, to grow, to experience joy and freedom, and have some fun. But we're going to have challenges as contrast, so we know, when we know what we don't want, we know more clearly what we do want, and we learn how to work with God, Christ consciousness, Holy Spirit, the spirit within, your higher self, however you want to call it, to further ourselves as a positive spirit in this world, on our soul path. Oh, but I was going to say, what I love what they say is, life is going to have its contrast. We're going to have these challenges. People call them problems. I try not to call them problems anymore. Problems seems like it's insurmountable, but challenges make it sound like, it's like a puzzle. So let's look at life as a puzzle. Sometimes I don't want to play with this puzzle. It's too many pieces in this puzzle to figure out. But yes, right, bumps in the road. Thank you, people, for joining in below. Thank you so much. If you happen to want to share where you're watching from, feel free to. But anyway, so the thing is, thanks for the hearts too. The thing is that what they were saying is, life is going to have this contrast, because we're souls having a human experience, but we do not have to suffer so much. Sorry, my hair is, this is a humid day here. We do not have to suffer so much, or much at all. But we learn from the contrast, the problems, the challenges, and then we can better move forward in life. Oh, good, nice. Thanks for joining from Washington State. Very cool. Thank you. Okay, thanks for being here. So here we go. We're going to choose one. I'm going to choose random one. Let me hang on a second. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, see what number resonates with you today. And again, thank you. Okay, and again, here we go. 1, 2, and 3. And we'll share this, and whether you're here live or in the replay, I believe that If this resonates with you in a positive way, it makes you feel good, you might want to consider this positive focus for today, this positive message. If not, just ignore it, move, take in something else that sounds good to you. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, very good. Someone below is choosing 3. And we start though with number 1. Sorry, the words are letters are backwards. That's how YouTube does it, unfortunately. Okay, 1 says gratitude. Gratitude. I love acknowledging all the little things I am grateful for. No matter what I have going on. I always have things to be thankful for. Whenever I'm feeling upset, I can fill up a page with the things I appreciate. This begins to shift my mood and focus. This begins to shift my mood and focus onto that which brings me joy. Again, so number 1 says, very good. Thank you below there, Jim King. Very good. And Crick, thank you. Okay, so it says gratitude. It has hands holding a heart. Gratitude. I love acknowledging all the little things I am grateful for, right? Many spiritual practitioners, philosophies, religions suggest focus on what you're grateful for. Thank God for the blessings you do have, right? Count your blessings, however you want to say it. Focus on what you appreciate in life. Appreciate, no matter what's going on in your day. Like this is saying, no matter what you have going on, no matter what life challenges you have, if you have a challenging day, even if you're going to a doctor appointment or you're dealing with medical tests or a relationship challenge or money challenge or whatever it is, there's always something to be thankful for. A lot of times we're not in that frame of mind because we're thinking, oh, there's just this problem, this challenge in life, and that's the only thing going on in my life. And yet there really isn't. There's other things going on in life still. You're still walking through, maybe you're crossing through a little park or by a park on your way to that doctor appointment, or you can walk, talk, breathe, see, hear, feel, smell, right? Those are all blessings too, even when you're going through these challenges in your day. I always have things, and we're always connected to God. There's always, in my opinion, my belief, my faith, and I would think many who tune in here, just that is a blessing, that we're not in this alone, even though sometimes it seems like it. But if we really connect with our faith or seek for more of a God connection, you can find that inner peace and that comfort. And you'll find that if you're doing prayers and meditation, the more you connect with God and your soul, which is part of God that's within you, the more you'll see positive synchronicities, quote unquote coincidences showing up to help bring you the people, places, things, ideas to help you. And that's part of where the law of attraction comes in, because that's kind of the vehicle that helps us attract God's blessings, I believe. So no matter what, okay, so we can be grateful and appreciate things no matter what we have going on in life. There's things to be thankful for. Whenever I'm feeling upset, I can fill up a page with things I appreciate. So this is just an example of a written exercise to help you, optional written exercise to help you focus. Writing a gratitude list or a list of appreciation. So you actually, and sometimes it helps to do it, writing it out instead of just typing, but you could do either. Worst comes to worst, just think about it. But the better thing, the more powerful thing, so that you really feel the gratitude and you really shift your mood to a more positive one, is by writing it down. Like, okay, I appreciate this, that, I can fill up a page with the things I appreciate. This begins to shift my mood, like I was just saying, and it shifts your mood and your focus onto that which brings you joy. And I don't know about you, but I do believe, like Abraham Hicks says, ultimately the things that we do want in life, it's usually, why do you want it? If you think about it, why do you want, oh, I want this thing, that thing, the better job, the more money, the relationship, the vacation. Why do you want it, right? And it's really because you want to feel better. You want to feel good. So just as an example, doing a gratitude list are ways to remind you of things you have to be grateful for, things that you already enjoy, or, that, to help you feel good. Yes, wonderful. Me too. Abraham's your favorite. Great, Crick. Um, so anyway, uh, so that's really the thing about number one. So consider gratitude and making an appreciation list. If you're feeling down, frustrated with life, uh, each day, if I used to do it each day because I used to go to Bob Proctor events. Bob Proctor from the movie, the documentary, The Secret. I used to go to his live events. I met him a few times and spoke to him a bit. He always taught about, he would say each day write a list of 10 things that you're grateful for in the morning. It's kind of a morning practice. I used to do that. I really should get back to doing that. But it's whatever feels good to you. A positive morning practice is very helpful to start you off in a higher vibration, a happier vibration, feeling more blessed. And then you start to attract, because the law of attraction, you start to attract more things that match that mood. So, yes, thank you, Crick. And even Abraham Hicks recently was saying, very interesting, saying about, hi, Nelson, thank you for being here. They were really saying there's nothing more important than that you improve your mood. They was saying really it's like lifting your mood is like one of the most powerful things, because once we lift our mood, we get into a higher vibration of happier feelings, or more satisfied, more content, more hopeful. Once we're feeling like that, we're emitting this energy from us, from those thoughts and feelings. And law of attraction, just like the law of gravity, that's not God, but it's part of God's universe. So law of attraction, I do feel, as what you put out, what you're vibrating, attracts back to you, matching feelings, thoughts, people, places, and things that match those, your most consistent vibration. Now we're positive and negative all day long. We go back, we fluctuate. So we're getting a mixed bag of things, I believe. And the other reason is too, from what I understand, our souls want to experience certain things, and certain things, maybe certain challenges we have to have in order to improve ourselves and get stronger as souls. Let me see what Crick is saying. I know we don't have control over others. Yeah, but it would sure be nice if people could understand we are a vibrational people with frequencies. Yes, very good. Well said, Crick. I know. So I'm around, we're all around challenging people, and I'm challenging. We're all challenging at times, if in other people's eyes. And it's supposed to be that, ultimately, it seems, hard to accept sometimes, but ultimately we're the ones responsible for our own joy and peace and comfort, no matter what other people are doing or not doing, or what the circumstances or environment around us is. But it doesn't mean that we're partly human, so we get affected by these things. We're not 100% spirit here. We're having a human experience. So we're learning with the limitations we have as humans, right? But it does seem to be like they always say that thing. I'm sure you've always heard this story. Oh, you're like everything's like a muscle, right? You start out first, you can't really do something well, but with more practice and more practice, it gets easier and easier. And I think that's part of enlightenment, getting toward enlightenment, or getting toward a higher vibration as a soul in this human experience, is practicing these, like they talk about Zen, yoga, or it's a practice. It's not like you never get there. I think as long as we're here as humans, when it's always a practice. We have to keep practicing, but certain things do get easier, and certain things you see, oh, that was a trigger I had from a childhood thing. So when that person says that, I'm seeing it as whatever, and they may not even see that as the way you're taking in. They might see it as maybe they are trying to get you angry or something, and in that case, they can dish it out, but we don't have to take that dish. So but that comes with practice, I think. So thank you for that input, Crick. I appreciate that. Okay, let's get on to number 2, because I do this thing for about a half an hour. So number 2 says commitment. It has a little like goal list. Commitment. I am committed to my growth and dreams. I set routines and habits that help me evolve into my fullest potential. Even though I may not see the physical manifestation of my desires, I know they have vibrationally manifested and are on their way to me. Okay, so commitment. I am committed to my growth and dreams. I set routines and habits that help me evolve into my fullest potential, right? It's like you have a dream, a goal, an intention. That's kind of the mental, maybe spiritual, soul focus you have. But then again, we're having a human experience here where we're dealing with the human conditions, programming, limiting negative beliefs, etc. Distraction with the phone, with the social media, Instagram, YouTube, constantly all this stuff. I know we're on it now. It's like too much YouTube, and everything's too distracting. But that's why we need commitment with setting goal routines and habits to help me evolve into my fullest potential. So whatever works for you. Do you need a to-do list? Do you need a shorter to-do list? Do you need to set timers? Like they say with people with ADHD tendencies, like I guess I tend to have as a creative, a person with a creative background. Do you need to set a timer and say, okay, I'm going to focus on this part of this goal, dream, intention I have. I'm going to set the timer for 20 minutes. And I'm just going to work on it for 20 minutes or 10 minutes or 5 minutes. And then you move from there. So some kind of commitment that's easily doable, or a baby step, one baby step at a time, can help you to show commitment to those dreams and intentions so that you can help manifest them with God's help. Even though I may not see the physical manifestation of my desires, like they say, even before you pray, it is answered. Or when you do have an idea of what you do want, or you're living different experiences that you like, and automatically your soul kind of knows, oh, I would like more of this. I don't want more of that. I'd rather have this. According to the Abraham Hicks material, anyway, they say immediately God's source gives you that answered prayer, that fulfillment of that desire, that positive desire, and it's kept in like a vibrational escrow. They call it the vortex. It's like, again, in the Bible it says even before you ask, it is given. And it seems that the Abraham Hicks material says a similar thing. When you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. And the spirit, God knows what you do want, and it's given to you, but it's in a vibrational realm, just like our thoughts, just like Wi-Fi. It's there, but you can't see it. So it's, so even though I may not see the physical manifestation of my desires, I would say yet, you don't see it yet, I know they have vibrationally manifested. This sort of like in prayer limbo, answered prayer limbo, awaiting you, and they're on their way to me. But I would always say it's that or better, according to what God feels is best for your soul and what you feel too, because I think we're co-pilots with God in our life and in our journey. Okay, so that's number 2. Last one, number 3 says, oh, and I ended on that last word with journey. Number 3 says personal journey. This is someone in sneakers walking. And it says, personal journey. I follow what feels right within me without needing validation from others. Right? Everybody has their own experience, their own perspective, whether it's on spirituality, religion, politics, life, relationships, about themselves. Personal journey. I follow what feels right within me without needing validation from others. That could be tricky because we're in relationships with many others, and we hear them, we hear their opinions, or we see how they behave, or we know that they do things differently than us, or how we would do them. We are each on our own journey, and mine does not need to look like anyone else's. My enjoyment and satisfaction is validation enough. So I would say, as long as you're doing positive, taking a positive approach to life, not hurting anybody, ideally, and not hurting yourself. Follow what feels right within you without really needing validation from others, as long as you're being safe for where others are concerned too. We are each on our own journey, and mine does not need to look like anyone else's. You're an individual. We want to be our authentic selves that's more connected with our soul and our soul's intended path, from my understanding. Your journey does not need to look like anyone else's. Yeah, Crick, I'm so glad you were just talking about this too. Yeah. And your enjoyment and satisfaction, I would say positively, right? It's like, well, I love to go out with a bat and knock over mailboxes. I'm not talking about, I'm talking about positive enjoyment that you have from things that doesn't hurt anybody. My enjoyment and satisfaction is validation enough. Okay, very good, Crick. Thank you. I'm glad you were able to take a break here. Thank you. So that's 3. Those are those 3. I actually, I can do. Let me see if anybody has maybe what we'll do for. I have this Happier Me positive card deck. All right, thanks so much, Crick. Have a great day at work, and maybe you have some happy surprises at work, maybe, and throughout your day and evening. Anybody? I usually say pick a number if people who are here live want to choose a number between 1 and 31 for a month, a general month. I'm going to stick with 31, I think, just because it's shorter to count. If I give you a bigger number, I have to count more. But if anybody wants to choose a number between 1 and 31, that anybody who's here live, I'll choose that number from here. And if it resonates with you, that might be a positive message for you today. And anyone else who's just watching this live or in the replay, it could be a positive message for you as well, if it feels like it resonates with you. Okay, good, Nelson. Thank you. Number 9. We'll start with number 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, hang on a second. 1, 2. How are you doing today, Nelson? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, here it's number 9. Okay, 9 is for Nelson and anyone else who resonates with this. I am grateful. This is like a woman in it's sort of like how I'm standing on this chair here, half one leg to prop me up enough for this camera. And this lady's standing like this. This is a yoga pose. I am grateful for all that I have and all that I am. I'm grateful for all that I have and all that I am. And it says, being grateful is such a wonderful gift you can offer yourself. Being grateful is such a wonderful gift you can offer yourself. That the other card was talking about making a gratitude list, right? Take 5 minutes each day. This is saying the same things, probably to help us all to regroup, recenter, not feel so overwhelmed, or negative or hopeless by, hey, remember, focus on what you are grateful for today or what you appreciate. Because this is saying the same thing. Take 5 minutes each day and reflect on what you are grateful for. So take a few minutes and think about what you're grateful for. I really do believe, like I said before, if you write it down, even if you write it on a Post-it note, or if you have to type it in on your phone, message to yourself. But what are you grateful for? Or just thank you, God, for, prayer-wise, I'm grateful for this new day of new possibilities. I'm grateful I can walk, talk, and if you can't do those things, that's okay. You have other things that you are grateful for if you look closely enough. And no matter what challenges we have, there are things working out. Or just look outside and notice, I'm grateful that there's this nature around me at all times, or I could find it, even if it's a plant in my house, my apartment. There's life around me that's vibrant or hopeful or pleasant, pleasing to look at. Flowers, the young toddlers, people walking their cheerful dogs that are in the moment and reminding us how to be present and feel calm in the moment and not get ahead of ourselves and worry about things that haven't happened yet and may not happen. Like they say, most of the things that we've worried about never happen. So this is a good reminder to remember what we're grateful for. Nelson said, I'm doing fine. Oh, very good. Oh, good, Nelson. I'm glad you're doing that. Very nice. Very nice. Going to the church today. Yeah, this is Holy Week, and very good. Okay. So that was number 9. If anybody else has a number, let's see. I'm going to pick 2 more random ones, and we'll wrap it up there. Okay, this is one more random one. I wake up today with joy in my heart and clarity in my mind. I wake up today with joy in my heart and clarity in my mind. And it says, this is an amazing affirmation to help you start your day feeling energized. Make a conscious decision daily to have a great day. Make a conscious decision daily to have a great day. Again, I wake up today with joy in my heart and clarity in my mind. So that's a nice affirmation, or an example of a positive affirmation to start your day with, instead of getting up and saying, what was it? I think Dr. Wayne Dyer said, do you get up and say, yeah, Nelson, do you remember this? I think Wayne Dyer said, do you get up and say, good morning, God, like in a positive way, to kind of start your day in a hopeful, grateful attitude? Good morning, God. Or do you get up and say, good God, it's morning? Unfortunately, I've been doing the latter a lot, as with the caregiving situation I'm in, but I really have to, and I suggest that this positive focus, when you start your day, you say positive words, blessing your day in a way, or saying, I wake up today with joy in my heart and clarity in my mind, and or whatever positive words you like as an affirmation to feel empowered and hopeful and connected to God. Or I always like also the quote, with God all things are possible. Wayne Dyer used to say, with God all things are possible, and you tell me, what does the word all leave out? Nothing, he said. Now, I like to say it this way, with God, all good things are possible. Or with a faith the size of a mustard seed, you could ask this mountain to throw itself in the sea, whatever that Bible quote is, verse. But and years ago in the grocery store, I looked at a mustard seed in the jar in the spice section, and a mustard seed is like a little pin dot of a seed, a little tiny seed. So if you think of what that example is, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, like just a dot of faith, you can have all this other doubt, fear, whatever. But if you leave space for a dot of faith, like, can you wrap your mind around and let go enough and say, okay, I have a teeny tiny dot of faith that maybe this thing can work out, that I really believe can't. I really believe this thing is impossible, but supposedly with God, all things are possible. And with the faith the size of a mustard seed, which is a tiny dot. All right, where's my thing? I'm gonna do it on my pen. My pen point on my finger. A tiny dot. Is this gonna show? Okay, let's see. All right, just look at the bottom part. Right, literally, when I saw mustard seed, you see this dot on my finger? That's how. If you have faith, if you have enough faith or willing to let go and say, okay, I'll allow for faith the size of a mustard seed, okay, compared to your whole being and all your mind power. If you can have that much faith, teeny tiny speck of faith, allow, okay, I'll just trust that God can make this thing work out well for me. That much, tiny dot. And then I let go and let God, don't think about it anymore, and just say, okay, I'm putting that much trust, let's see what happens. You can, I'm telling you, you'll find that things can work out like you want or better. If it doesn't, there's usually some other step along the way that, you know, is needed, or that something that you need to learn. But a lot of times these things can manifest the way you want, or even better, even in your eyes. I have one example, then I'll do one last card. The other day I had to go to a doctor appointment, and they needed a CD of a scan to compare something, because it was like a different location I was going to, you know, different medical testing facility, and that one didn't, you know, can't communicate with the other one. But I thought I had the CD, and that morning I was going to the doctor appointment, and I realized, no, that's not the CD. The CD I have of that is a totally different test from, like, from, you know, like a ankle X-ray, and this is not for that. And I called them, like, I don't have the CD. I probably can't come to the appointment. They're like, no, come anyway, whatever. I went anyway, and without the CD that they supposedly needed, that they thought I was bringing, or my doctor thought I was bringing. Well, when I get there, and I was scripting, writing down how I would want my day to turn out positively. I was writing down that the thing with the CD would work out well. You know, whatever information they needed, they'd have, and, you know, things would be wrapped up for the day. Whatever. I was setting my intention, segment intending, as Abraham Hicks would say, how I wanted the day. Besides doing prayers to God, Jesus, Holy Spirit, Virgin Mary, you know, Mother of God, you know, again, my Catholic background, but I'm also very spiritual and open to these other things. But I was doing the scripting of how I wanted the day to go, despite this not having the right medical record to give them. And then I let go. And then I'm there, and the doctor's saying, oh, we can still have the appointment, but you might not be able to do this part of the appointment because we don't have the CD, back and forth, whatever. I was like, all right, so you might have to come back, and it's far. This place is far for me to go. And I was like, I really wanted to get everything over today, but okay, you let go, all right. I was doing my prayers while I was there, waiting and everything. Then all of a sudden, some nurse comes through the office, correcting the people, the other assistants that told me that they did not have the information they needed. And she said, wait, we have that information. I sent for it, or we sent for it, like last week, and we got it, and I gave it to that other department. They have it. Okay, even my doctor did not know that. So all of a sudden, no, we have it. They're all telling me, no, we don't have it. 3 people told me they don't have it. Okay, Then one person who said, no, we have it. And she went over to the other department. And then all of a sudden, everything was fine. Oh, they had the CD, even though it was supposed to be my, I left off that I was going to get it and I made a mistake. They had it anyway. And this is where the infinite possibilities, by Nelson, thank you, where the infinite possibilities, like Mike Dooley say, or have faith the size of a mustard seed, can show you that you don't have to figure out how things can work out for you, because with God all things are possible, even when they seem impossible to you. And this situation that seemed impossible for me turned out to be possible, that they had the information they needed from me, even though it seemed like nobody thought they had it. And I was able to get all all parts of my appointment and testing done in one day, and everything worked out well. So I just want to leave that example with all of you, that things can work out if you have a mustard seed size of faith, like the little dot on my finger that I put with ink there. That much faith, teeny tiny. Okay, last card, just to give one extra positive message for this day. This says, I accept and love myself unconditionally. I accept and love myself unconditionally. And it says, inside each of us is a hurt child that needs to be loved. Stop criticizing yourself and heal the wound by loving the child, by loving yourself. I accept and love myself unconditionally. Inside each of us is a hurt child that needs to be loved. Stop criticizing yourself and heal the wound by loving the child, by loving yourself. A lot of us have, like they say, our inner child, our childhood memories where we were hurt or traumatized in some way. That part of you still exists in memory, maybe even in energy within you or your cells. And sometimes that's what's keeping us from flourishing in certain areas of our life. So, and sometimes those negative messages we've gotten from adults or leaders in our society gave us this negative programming. But as adults, we can kind of be the parent for that inner child who's wounded and give that inner part of ourselves unconditional love, so that you can feel better within and move forward with your goals and dreams and intentions in a more powerful, positive way, because now you have more self-love and a feeling of worthiness of being treated better by others, of being worthy of abundance, of worthy of God's love, of blessings, of your dreams manifesting. Because you can help that hurt child within you to realize it's worthy, just by you being alive and being a child of God's, whether you realize it or not, just by you being here, you are worthy. And it starts by loving ourselves just as a child of God's and allowing yourself to be imperfect, because we are souls, spirit, having a human experience, so nobody's perfect. So thank you everybody for joining in. Have a great day. Happy Passover, happy Easter, happy holidays of whatever you may be observing. Happy spring if you're here on the East Coast, and or whatever season you're in. And we're here every Thursday, 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Please like and subscribe if you like any of this, so that this message can get out further and you'll help the channel grow. I would really appreciate it. Yeah, again, if you like this, please like and subscribe. Otherwise, just take out, if you don't feel like doing that, just take the positive message with you. And when you feel good and you feel in a better mood, you're going to naturally attract better things for yourself, and you'll be even more of a positive vibration, influence, and blessing to others. So if you just do that, that's fine too. God bless you all. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Have a good night. And happy weekend. Take care. Bye-bye. See you soon.